Yeah, when you're feeling down and motivated in the midweek, we got the guys here to make your life complete. Little John, Brandon, Cody, Carly, they're coming in to keep you motivated all week. New episode, same time every week. Don't gotta wait long for the next one to release. So don't go away, sit down, take a seat, enjoy midweek motivation with John and Carly. Hey.
Midweek motivation.
Let's go!
Crap, what's the button? There it is. We are Parkway Church. That's the name of our church. We knew that.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to find us on Facebook, and I, had a brain fart. Couldn't remember what we are. We work here. It's okay.
Yes.
Hey, welcome to Midweek Motivation.
Welcome.
Real conversations with real people about a very real God. Now, I'm very curious. Trevor and I were just talking. Trevor has like a beautifully deep voice. Trevor has the ability to have a deep voice like I've always wanted to sound like. So give us a comment below if you think Trevor should just read an intro to the show. Like, can you give him a little taste of what we're going for?
What are we looking for? Like,
Give us a little taste. Just read that.
Like
read
for
that
Monster
intro.
Jam or something. Like, welcome to Midweek Motivation.
Sunday.
Wednesday. Real conversations with real people about a very real God.
That was good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's real good.
Cue the applause.
Right? Oh, wait. Forgot about that. Oh, here we go. There it is. No, that's probably more accurate. No, wait. This one.
Yeah. We made it.
All right. So, look, we've known about these buttons. We've had these buttons for a long time, but I forgot about how fun they are. So we just brought them back. So you might get a little bit more of the buttons. And if you hate them and the random sound effects, just let us know.
Keep the hate to yourself.
But you know what? This brings me back to a conversation I had with my mom a couple weeks ago. It's like, Mom, I get why you watch the show. And I get why certain people like the show and why people watch it, right? There are people that tune in every single week, which, by the way, tune in is not a thing anymore.
It's not.
That's like,
because you
that's like
don't
a super
tune the
old
dial.
like
Yeah,
TV.
I get it.
But we still say it, so we're going to keep saying it.
Okay.
I think that makes me old. But I get why people watch every single week, why some people do, right? But I'm not sure why other people do. Like, I don't know that there's people that don't know us that would enjoy the show and find it funny, right? So if you're not a Parkway person and you watch the show, let us know why you watch the show.
Maybe they
right?
want to get to know us.
Or maybe if you are maybe if you're a person, just let us know why you watch the show, right? Is it for the amazing teaching content, right, that comes out, right? Mm-hmm. Is it for just a little bit of fun? Is it
the devilishly handsome good looks?
It could be it. Is it the number of bald guys that happen to be on the show?
That is a lot.
It's hard to say. But why do you watch the show? What do you like? I was going to say tell us what you don't like, but I'm not sure I want to know. Maybe just focus on what you do like. Let us know in the comments below what you do like, what you like about the show, what you'd like to see more of. We probably should do like an actual survey or something sometime.
Just ask Ashley, my wife, off the record. She'll tell you what she doesn't like.
Right? And she wouldn't do it in public and post us, shame us.
She's a
publicly.
sweetheart in public. Just wait till you.
She is too kind to do that, isn't she? She wouldn't do that to us. Like if she thought it was terrible, she wouldn't be like. She would still be commenting like, "That was the greatest show ever, guys." But then you get home and she'd be like, "Yeah, that was no."
Just don't do that again.
Yeah, see, that's how Courtney would do it.
Mm-hmm. Courtney is very, very sweet. I know.
Well, see, so I've told Courtney before. This is the greatest thing about her. Is also sometimes the most frustrating. We'll just get really transparent. We'll just go here.
Let's go.
The great thing about her is she is fiercely supportive, right? Which is a great thing. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you need feedback and you need criticism, right? Lovely criticism. Right, but sometimes she is so fiercely supportive that she isn't capable or just won't be critical, right? And then she delivers criticism in like this super kind way, which is really great, but not always helpful. So, but it's great to have a spouse like that. I will say that, because sometimes you just need somebody who's just going to be in your corner, right? I don't know how I got there. I don't usually know how I get anywhere.
Yeah, it is the opening segment of the show. So It can go about anywhere.
Yeah, there is that. What's going on, Jason? Thanks for joining us on the online platform. If you're joining us on Facebook, you can join us also on our online platform on YouTube. We are on Twitch. All those places. Maybe you're listening back later on Spotify or what's that other one? Apple Podcasts. We are available there. If you did not already know, if you're not a part of our group, you can join and be a part of our group, and you'll get a text every week when the show goes live. You can text the word motivate to 540-900-3838. I always come back around to that. Like I always think like, oh, I should say that right at the beginning, and I always end up coming back around to it. With my distractedness.
Or you could do it at the end. That works too.
That's true. I do try to hit it.
Hey, look at that. Levi thinks we're funny.
Levi does think we're funny. So we got a homeschooler thinking we're funny. So that's
take that as you will.
So that's where the bar is, right? Levi, you're a funny guy. So
real.
I think
you
have a good sense of humor. So if you think we're funny, that's probably a good sign. Just can't miss an opportunity to poke at homeschoolers a little bit.
Right.
So I've been a homeschooler.
Yeah, he can dish it, but he can also take it.
Exactly. So he's a good kid. Fine. And he's a staff kid, so he's basically a part of the family anyway. Yeah. So, thank you, Levi. Levi is on like every single week, and I think Levi juices our stats a little bit by watching on like all of our platforms.
Has like 5 different screens up.
Right? Which I may or may not have told my parents to do that too when they watch. Like, just pull it up on a couple different computers on different platforms. Let's just juice those stats a little bit. No harm.
Hey, on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe.
Look at that. Wait,
Wait, are we
YouTubers? We're on YouTube.
Okay, like, share, and subscribe if you find us on YouTube.
Right? You could do that. Do the classic YouTuber thing, like smash that bell.
Smash that
bell
button
for notifications. I just can't be that guy.
No.
I was trying to explain to our kids not that long ago. They were talking about YouTube and everything. I was like, guys, you realize that there was a day before YouTube? Because I was, I think it might have been early YouTube. Do you remember Candy Mountain?
Oh. Go to Candy Mountain, Charlie.
So I think I showed it to them. Just the look on their faces. It's just like what it's so like
get it. Yeah.
That's like early days of YouTube and like Charlie bit my finger. What's that? What's the cheeseburger cat? Like that one, the I Can Has cheeseburger.
Oh.
I think we're just showing our age
I know
right
what
now.
You're talking about.
Which I think personally, our age is our target demographic. So I think our target demographic is remembering those days. But I was trying to explain to the kids. One, I also had to explain to our kids one day that we used to have to go to the kitchen to make phone calls. And like
the long cord.
They couldn't understand and couldn't comprehend because at no point in their life have we ever owned a home phone.
What's a landline?
Right? They've never seen it. They had no idea that thing exists, right? So I was trying to explain to them, there was days before YouTube, and you had like stupidvideos.com and eBaum's World and a whole bunch of other things, right? So one, YouTube, thank you. YouTube is a beautiful thing, right? So if you don't remember a time before YouTube, you don't understand how good you have it. Like we used to have to find stupid videos on the internet, like on multiple different people used to have to email you stupid videos.
There were no algorithms.
Right now, maybe it's probably for the worst. Maybe we need to do a show on how the internet has affected us for better or for worse.
What do people say now? I built this algorithm brick for brick.
I mean, there's probably some
I earned
truth to that. But if you remember life before YouTube, put that in the comments below. And whether or not you think life is better or not, I'm not sure it is.
There is something going on here.
Well, there's always something going on in here.
I'm sorry. I distracted you. My bad.
That's okay. Well, see, I don't know how much they can hear of that now. Because I think we changed it. So
if you're wondering what's going on in the background, because you probably
that's
can't hear it. Yes. There is a hurricane of children that have just walked into the doors.
That's true, which is a great problem. I do love that.
Yes.
Oh, Michelle. Michelle tunes in because believe God places like-minded people on our path to deliver words we've been praying to hear or messages we didn't even realize our hearts needed. Well, Michelle, that's what we aim for.
That is the goal.
That is the goal. And you know what's cool is, so we do, one of the great things I love about the show is it is planned, but it's also very open intentionally. So I love the real conversations is the real goal of the show. So that's why we try to leave things a little bit open and not like super scripted, and also try not to take ourselves too seriously. Try not to. We try not to have all the answers or act like we do, because we don't.
Right.
I mean, Trevor might, but
no, the internet does.
The internet does have all the answers. Yeah, and everything is true on the internet, according to Abraham Lincoln.
Everything.
Levi says he loves some of those old videos. Michelle, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for liking the good, serious part of the show, because I always worry that part's not good. And like if something has to be good, that part has to be good, right?
Well, I think that I think that God can use people like me who are a lot of the time painfully unserious to deliver a serious message.
Right.
So, it works.
Yeah, and that's what we're here for. Hopefully have a little bit of fun in the middle of your workday, or I would say school day, but if you're in school, you probably shouldn't be watching us.
Correct.
Get off your phone and study something.
What firewall are you using? Or getting past.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we can we can sneak through firewalls and all that good stuff.
Anyways,
I don't know how we got there. Goodness. But yeah, put in the comments below what you like about the show. And maybe kindly what you don't love about the show. Yeah. And maybe we'll change it, and maybe we'll just keep doing what we're doing. Who knows?
Right. Well, you know what? If you're not changing, then I don't know where I was going to go with that, but sometimes change is a good thing.
Yeah, sometimes change is a good thing. Most of the time change is a good thing. I would say almost all of the change in my life has been positive one way or another.
Right.
That's a good conversation for another time.
Right.
Ooh, that's a good one. So this is where, in case you're wondering, this is where we come up with the ideas for the show. Is usually on an episode. Usually we come up with ideas for, episodes down the road, but definitely if you're not already a part of a group, you can text the word motivate to that number on the screen, 540-900-3838. That'll put you in our group, and you can also text that number if you have prayer requests or things that you want to share with us. That's a great way to keep in touch with us. That comes I think right to my phone, and there's several other people that get that. I don't know if you get this text. We could make you get all those texts too. You just text Trevor.
I can make myself get all those texts.
We could make you. Well, it's true. We could make you get random pictures of Crocs and. You see, so there's a. Did you see the Croc drum set pedal?
Oh no!
I'll have to post the link somewhere in the chat at some point. There's a. Carly sent us.
I did see that.
Yeah, did you see that?
Oh,
it's a Croc drum pedal. Like you have to stick your foot in it. It's got to be so sweaty.
I think it had to have been Cody that sent it.
It might have been Cody. It was, beautiful. Yeah. But it's got to be so sweaty. It's got to be terribly, terribly sweaty.
Just imagine the smell of that pedal.
Well, just the smell of the drum booth. Like if you guys have never been in the drum booth here at Parkway, like it is not air conditioned.
No.
Or ventilated.
No.
In any
barely.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all pray for Cody.
Yeah. That's why he's sweating every time he gets out of the drum cage, just because there's no ventilation.
Right. Worship and no ventilation. That's a combination for Cody.
Yeah.
But yeah, share this with somebody. Especially the podcast. If you're a person that, if you share it with somebody and like, I don't have time to stop and watch at noon, they can listen back later to our ridiculousness and our antics. And, I think we are good background noise just to have going while you're, mowing the lawn or doing a project or something like
We're
that.
fun. Force our fun on your friends.
Right. Force your fun on our friends. Force
our fun
on your friends.
Yes.
Nice. That might be the new tagline for the show.
Yes. I love it.
Midweek motivation. Force our fun on your friends. There we go. Hey, you know what? That might be the new tagline for the show. That's pretty fantastic.
You're welcome. See, this is where it happens.
There are a couple things coming up. Something important. Gentlemen, well, first of all, something really important. There's an important holiday happening this Sunday. This Sunday is May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
And if you're not a Star Wars fan, just ignore it. And just love on a Star Wars fan on May the 4th. If somebody says May the 4th be with you on Sunday, it's not because they have a lisp. It might be because they have a lisp, but they're saying it intentionally, right? So it is May the 4th.
If your husband wants to watch episode 4 through 6, you should let him.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to watch episode 2, he can do something else.
I mean, there's some good moments in episode
Some
2.
good moments.
About the last 40 minutes of that movie are fantastic.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or if you get into episode 3, right? Not a fantastic film,
No.
but the lightsaber battle at the end,
Pretty
right?
epic.
Or the lightsaber battle at the end of Phantom Menace, right?
Yeah.
The score alone, Duel of the Fates, is one of the greatest pieces of music ever.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
Not that we're
absolutely.
doing a Star Wars episode, but
I'm sorry.
know.
I led us down that path.
yeah, but May the 4th is happening this week. There is Dustin said something on Sunday of like, there's a little bit of a Star Wars thing in the service, like just so we're clear, right? And whatever you're thinking is not happening. Right? There is whatever you're thinking is not happening. We are focusing on Jesus on Sunday.
Right.
Right. Now, will I be wearing Star Wars socks? You better believe
I
it.
hope you would.
Right. Now, we did have jokes about, we did make jokes about a certain Phillips child maybe performing a lightsaber battle on the stage before the service. That's not going to happen.
No.
Right.
No.
For good reason.
Right.
But we did consider it. Right.
Yeah.
But, kind of distracts from the purpose of why we're here. So join us this Sunday at 9 or 10:30 for worship, in person or online. It's May the 4th, but it's Sunday. So celebrate May the 4th. Just, we won't be celebrating too much during this service. So whatever you're thinking was going to happen during the service, it's not.
Nope.
It's just not. Darth Vader's not showing up to preach. Right. Oh, that would be interesting if Carly walked out.
Walking up in a black cape.
Maybe we can convince him to do that. Yeah. I wonder if people would walk out if Carly walked out on stage as Darth Vader.
Sure, there'd probably be like 3 or 4.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Maybe there's somebody.
You have a pretty open-minded congregation.
Yeah, luckily we're not doing that.
No.
That
Okay.
might be a little too cringy. I don't think we could pull that off. Have you seen that video of the church where the pastor rides out on a roller coaster?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Or they're hanging by like a wire and they're flying. Yeah, ridiculous.
Yes. So the production guy in me is like, yeah, let's do that for the simple fact of saying that we did it. But then there's the rational part of it. It's like, but why?
Yeah.
Why are we doing that? Right. So don't worry. That's not happening. Now, something that's actually happening, an actual holiday.
The most important holiday.
The most
some would
important
say.
holiday. Definitely some would say that.
Mm-hmm.
May the 11th, that's a Sunday, is Mother's Day. So,
Yeah.
gentlemen, men, boys, children of all ages. May 11th is Mother's Day, right? Flowers, candy, chocolate, peanut butter, something,
Quiet.
right? A card. I will tell you, a card.
I thought you were going to say a
goes
car.
long
I was
way.
like, I can't do that.
Sure you can. Buy your mother a car this Mother's Day. Whatever it is, you have to do something, right? So let this serve as your warning, gentlemen. Mother's Day is May the 11th, not May the 12th. May the 10th is fine. May the 11th. I'll tell you the easiest thing. Here's your cop-out, gentlemen. Bring your mother to church that day. Sit by her in church, right? We will have a gift for all the ladies, right? I think Steffi said all the ladies over 18. There's a little gift. So if you're 17, so sorry, nothing for you ladies. But for you ladies, we do have a gift. So, gentlemen, a great gift to give your mother or give your spouse, right, is to sit with them in church. They would love that. Sammy, please let the kids come dressed in Star Wars costumes. That would be fantastic, because it would be not appropriate for me to do it, right? If I came dressed as Darth Vader, that would be weird and distracting.
Yeah.
But if the Leon kids all showed up in in Star Wars costumes, that would be fantastic. That would just make my day. But May the 11th is Mother's Day, so be sure to be here. Celebrate with your mothers. Celebrate your mothers either in memory or in honor of them that day. Don't miss that. Also coming up, not quite a holiday, but a tradition. Right,
Like no other.
Meet on the Mountain is coming May the 18th, so
Let's
make sure
go.
you're here for that. And when we say Meet on the Mountain, if you've never been, right, the operative word is meet.
Meat.
there is a full table full of smoked meats, right? So one entire table of different assortments of meat. The smokers, Sean, I'm assuming Sean's cooking again. Sean Stewart. He does all the smoking. I don't know who it is. It's fantastic. The mac and cheese, the green beans. There's a little bit of bluegrass music.
So 100% left last year bloated.
Right, which is a good sign.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're going to pray against the weather this year. So
no more storms.
Last year, the storms rolled in so fast. So we had all these little pop-up tents out. I had to catch the leg of a pop-up tent as it blew across the sidewalk. And it's, promptly snapped in half.
And then somebody had to catch your leg because you were flying away.
A little bit. It was fantastic. That was a great time. So I can't remember the name of the guy that's coming to speak, but he was in the NFL. And that's not his fault. That's my fault for not looking at the thing. But Meet on the Mountain, May 18th. Go to the website. You can find more information there. Ooh, May 10th is Mexican Mother's Day. So you can celebrate your mother in Spanish, and then you can celebrate your mother in English on May the 11th.
On Saturday, she's Madre. On Sunday, she's Mom.
I didn't know our show was bilingual.
You're learning more about me every week.
Now broadcast in Espanol. I don't know how to say midweek motivation in Spanish.
I don't either. Help us out, Sammy.
Yeah, somebody translate that for us. Somebody just live translate the entire show in the comments
Put a transcript
into Spanish. That would be fantastic. Man, I wonder if somebody could do that. You know how fast you'd have to type to keep up with our ridiculousness? That'd be obnoxious. Don't do that.
No.
Anyways, that's Mother's Day. Meet on the Mountain. What else is coming up? Graduation Sundays, same days, Meet on the Mountain. So we're celebrating graduates.
Wow.
That's what's happening on Mother's Day. Child dedication.
Oh, yes. That's important.
We're dedicating. I keep getting emails of pictures of little children that we're going to be able to put on the screen that we get to dedicate. So if you're interested in having a child dedicated, you can go to parkerroanoke.com and learn more about child dedication there. It's in there somewhere. You'll find it. Y'all know how to find things on the internet. If nothing else, email Cassidy, kspencer@parkerroanoke.com. She will hook you up, give you all the details.
She's on vacation, though.
She's on vacation, so she probably won't answer. But
might need to give her a few days.
I guess that's okay. Man, they're allowed to take vacation?
I don't know who gave them permission for that.
I don't know if that was okay. That's not great. Well, anyway, so I wanted to talk a little bit today. I wanted to talk through, our group is going through a study called Don't Give the Enemy a Seat at Your Table, right? So this is a quick little plug for groups. If you're not in a group, get in a group, because it will give you, one, just being in community is important, and following Jesus, and really just surviving life. It is it's very freeing to express things that you're struggling with and hear people that are around the table be like, oh yeah, been there, right? When you talk about like, oh, my kids are driving me crazy, and these are the things that I had to stop myself from saying to my children, right? And then somebody looks at you and be like, I know exactly what you think, I know exactly what you feel, right? Just for that community alone, but also biblical community, studying scripture together, and then supporting each other in prayer and things. So get in a group, parkerroanoke.com/join a group. Thanks, Levi. Sammy, if you can double check Levi's Google Translate for me there, that'd be fantastic. But get in a group. I can't tell you how many great discussions that we've had in our group.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of just a lot of great camaraderie, right? So a lot of us are at similar stages of life, and some are a little further along, some are a little behind is the wrong word, but it's a great way to learn from each other and then support each other. So that's my plug for groups. Trevor and I used to be in the same group until he kicked us out.
That is not true.
Yeah, he said, get out and go start your own group.
Yeah, they decided to break off and say, I'm abandoning you.
Yes, and we moved upstairs, and we meet at the exact same time in separate rooms. But, that's all right. I'll forgive Trevor. That's okay. he has a tendency to get people kicked out of his group anyways. But
we're not going to go there.
yeah, I heard that story. Actually, I heard all of that story.
Yeah.
Which is more fun. But yes, you need to be in a group. But our group has been going through. I would say we're going through the book, but we're watching the videos. Right Now Media is a great thing. It's been a great study. Awesome. There's a book by Louis Giglio called Don't Give the Enemy a Seat at Your Table. It's been a great study, so if you're interested in it, definitely look at going through it with your group or reading the book on your own. It'd be fantastic. I've heard a lot of great things about other people have read the book and stuff too. But we were going through this one lesson, and he was talking about the battle of your mind, right? The battlefield of your mind. It actually got me thinking about Star Wars, right? So one of the big themes in Star Wars, especially in the original trilogy, is your point of view, right? So Obi-Wan has a great line about, the how Anakin killed Darth Vader, right? Luke's father killed Darth Vader, or Darth Vader killed Luke's father, right? Which he did from a certain point of view, which I think is just George Lucas retconning things when he had a great idea. But that's my cynical take on that.
Yeah.
The greatest reveal in movie history, I think, was completely retconned and not planned from episode 4. But that's what I think. I could be wrong. Star Wars nerds, come at me in the chat if you disagree.
Nerd.
But I don't think he had that planned from the beginning. I could be wrong.
Hi, Carl.
I'm going to judge and say that's not actually Carl. But if it is, I'm going to judge his spelling.
Yeah.
But that's all right. But we were talking about, there's this whole lesson on the battlefield of the mind. It's really about what your perspective of yourself is, right? How you see yourself, what you believe about yourself, right? Some big philosopher, was it Descartes? Somebody said, "I think, therefore I am," right?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
That sounds like a Descartes thing.
Sure.
This is a moment where I'm going to pretend to be smarter than I am. Whoever that is, somebody look that up and put that in the chat. So double check me.
Oh, he said.
Fact check me.
They said, "Oh, brother, that's definitely Carl."
Oh, brother. Oh, brother. That is definitely Carl.
Brother.
Oh, brother. I feel like I've heard that. Actually, it sounds more like you.
Stinks. It's from SpongeBob, in case anybody's wondering.
Oh, gosh.
I
Don't get me
quote
started
that
on
line
SpongeBob.
often. Anyway, back to what we were talking about.
You do say that all the time.
You're welcome.
I hear you say that all the time. That's beautiful. But we were talking about this perspective, because what you believe about yourself, right? How you see yourself affects how you act, right? It affects, your outlook and your demeanor. And he's got this great practice that Louis Giglio, turns out he's in his 60s, and he's still wearing skinny jeans in all these videos. And I don't know at what point, at what age you have to stop wearing skinny jeans. But I feel like your 60s is a time where it's like, hey, man, the hipster thing is over. Well, you're just an old man now.
And honestly, skinny jeans became a thing like with the millennials.
Right.
It's kind of still our thing because, there are. But even we have an expiration date when it comes to skinny jeans. And I feel like that time is just about upon us.
I can honestly say I've never owned a pair of skinny
Me
jeans.
neither.
It's never been a thing. I could never do it.
I used to wear back in middle school, I used to wear the Walmart carpenter jeans. That was me.
Oh, with the little spot for your hammer?
Yeah, shut up. Yes.
That's coming back.
They were comfortable, man.
I used to have those too. That's a thing. That's coming back.
I never knew that was a hammer loop.
Yeah.
Until I became
that's
an adult.
100% what it's for.
That is so awesome.
I don't know why children had those pants. That doesn't make any sense. Like, let me get my hammer and go to math class. Again, why do you watch this? There's not that much goodness in this show, right?
There's a lot, actually.
There is a lot of goodness, but it's so intercut with the ridiculousness, which maybe is part of the fun. I don't know. But anyways, he had this, Louis was talking about adjusting your perspective and finding ways to see yourself as God sees you. So he has this practice that he goes through every single week. And I think he actually said that he repeats these 7 things to himself every single day. Now I'm curious, because we're going to get into this because I had some feelings about it when I first heard about it. So, have you ever heard of people doing like
Affirmations?
Affirmations.
Yes, that's immediately what it reminded me of.
Right now, my first reaction when I hear of those things is always like, "Oh gosh," like, right?
Here we go again.
and that's always been my perspective. But I will tell you, this lesson changed my perspective. Right, it shifted my perspective on it because a lot of times some of those affirmations are things that are coming out of like self-help books, right? Things that are not scripturally grounded, right? Like I am strong, I am whatever, all those things. And my problem with that has been, right, shifting the things you believe about yourself based on things you've said about yourself, right, is not helpful, right? I think having that grounded in Scripture and grounded in what God says about you is infinitely more useful.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I mean, these are words he spoke to us.
Exactly. So I think that's always been my hesitation with affirmations and things. And no shade, if affirmations or anything like that has been helpful to you in the past, that's great. Right? If that's been a part of your development, or if that's been positive for you, I'm not throwing a shade in it. I'm just telling you I've never understood it, right? Until this, right? So this has been a little bit more impactful to me. So I just want to walk through these. If I was better at my job, you would see them on the screen. And I'm not, so they're not. So, but he walks through these every single day. And what these are is really a way to kind of refocus your mind on what God says you are, right? And what God says about you.
Yeah.
Because what we believe about ourselves affects our point of view, right? It affects how we interact with each other, right? Like, I joke about, me being a bald dude all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Now, there was a time in my life where that was like, I'm saying this to cope with the fact that I'm bald, right? Because I used to have great hair. I would say B-level hair. It was never great hair. Did you ever have great hair?
I don't ever remember having great hair. I mean, as long as I started losing hair at 15, bro. Like, I was cursed from the start. I had a buzz cut in high school because I couldn't style my hair right.
Right. Now there was a time where I had long enough hair that it was down covering my nose. It was fantastic. It was not that was like 20 years ago, but there was a time.
You had a black parade T-shirt,
right? And I used to be really proud of my hair, right? And then it started falling out. Right. So I would make jokes about, being bald, and I didn't even realize at first that was me just trying to find ways to cope with it. Right, and deal with it. And if you've never lost your hair, then you don't understand the insecurity that comes with it.
Realize the blessing that you've been given.
But I will tell you now, I would never trade my beard for hair.
That's right.
I would love having a beard.
100%.
My kids ask me all the time, it's like, would you rather be bald or have a beard? Like, have a beard.
100% a beard.
I would much rather have a beard than hair all the time, 100%. But he walks through these really they're affirmations, right? But what I love about them is they're based in Scripture.
Right.
So this is a practice that we tried in our group. We challenged our group to just walk through these every single day, right? So, and you can go a couple ways. You could say there's 7 of them, one for each day. I think Louis even said he repeats them all to himself every single day at the beginning of his day. And I think it's a great way to just shift your perspective and shift your outlook on a day. So Monday, the first one, and these are all based in Scripture in a little bit different translations. But Monday, he says, it's based in Isaiah 43:1. It says, "I have called you by name." What I love about that is, man, that's not a joke. You are bald. I know I'm bald. And I'm very comfortable being bald now, but it's taken me a while to get to that point, right? So I have called you by name. What I love about that is God knows who you are, right? We live on a planet with 7 billion people. Is it 7 billion? It's really 7 billion?
It goes up every year.
Good heavens.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Buzz cut is better than bowl cut. Yeah, that's true.
Very true.
I've had a bowl cut. Have you ever let your parents cut your hair?
Alicia, my mom, she knows who she is.
I would hope she knows who she is.
If she's listening to this or watching this right now, you know what you've done to me in the past.
Right?
With my hair.
I let my parents cut my hair one time, and only one time. And because I had a soccer tournament and I had to have a haircut so that I could play in it, right? Because of school rules. Good heavens. It was terrible, right? My parents are gifted in many things. Cutting hair is not one of them.
Put a bowl on top of your head. And
It would have been better. It would have been significantly better had they just put a bowl on my head, right? But Isaiah says, I have called you by name. And what I love about that is it's not just, really, it's kind of like your parents, right? Mm-hmm. Your parents know you, right? They gave you your name, right? That's how God sees you. God doesn't just see you like as another person in the crowd, right? But he knows you and intimately knows you by name, right?
Yep.
That's the level of value that you have in God's eyes. So then on Tuesday, he has Deuteronomy 31:8. It says, he is the one who goes before you. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Now, sometimes I think maybe we need that on Monday.
Yeah.
So feel free to move on any of these around. You need to.
Right.
But what a beautiful thing. But like, God already knows the things that you're going to face, right? God knows what's going to happen to you in life, and God knows the struggles you're going to have, the people who are going to be rude to you, or whatever it is that you're stressed or anxious about. God already knows that. And I love that in Deuteronomy, this is Moses talking to his people, and he just points out, like, God's already gone before you, right? That's who our God is. He's already been there, and he's not worried about it.
Yeah.
I would say, hey, that's the book. Way to go, Carly.
Nice.
Or Hannah. Is that Carly or Hannah?
It is
what are the
Carly. I guarantee
Is it Carly?
It's
okay.
Carly.
Nicolas Cage. Man, I tell you what.
Speaking of,
apparently I can't go on vacation without my office getting redecorated, which is beautiful. I've never felt more love than having my office saran wrap by my friends. It's kind and loving and wonderful. But he's the one who goes before you.
Yep.
Wednesday, this is a good coffee mug verse. Actually, all of these are good coffee mug verses. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Man, that's a good Wednesday verse right there. Right in your middle of your week. A great reminder of that. Thursday says, our present sufferings are not worth comparing to with the glory that will be revealed in us. That's Romans 8:18. One, you should really read the book. It's going to be good. That's one of the books that's on my list here in the future, especially now having to do this study. And we'll probably come back to this and probably walk through this at some point on midweek too. But I just wanted to cover these little affirmations, just give you a little bit of something to try. And you can rewind. See, there's another word. Just like tune in. Nobody knows what rewinding is.
Just click
back.
Click the button.
Yeah, click back and catch up on all these as well. Or somebody that's paying attention can put these in the chat, and you can have all these as well. But our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Have you ever been in a situation where it just feels like it's never going to end?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right? This is my life now. This terrible thing is now my life. And here's the reality.
Yep.
It's not.
Yeah.
There is no season of your life that lasts forever, right? Even though it feels that way. So I love that one. That's always a good little reminder. Carl E.
I call him Carl.
Yeah, he might just have to be Carl from now on. I wonder if I could change him on the website without people noticing.
Oh.
Of course, probably not now that I said that live. And then for Friday, this is a great little reminder. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. All right, that's from Isaiah 54:17. If you've ever felt like you're being attacked either by people or by other spirits or whatever, or maybe even people that are supposed to be on your side, you feel like you've been betrayed, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, right? So again, these are truths from Scripture spoken directly from God about us, right? And then on Saturday, he's got the Spirit himself bears witness with our spirit that we are children of God. So when you're wondering about who you are, what your identity is, right? So I've got a son that's getting ready to go into high school, We've got, one of the things that you start to figure out is kids are figuring out who they are, right, and forming their identity. Yeah. And one of the things that is so important in middle and high school is helping students recognize that they are children of God first and foremost, right? That's who they are. And I don't think that fear goes away as you get older, right? You start to wonder who you are and try to decide, like, am I this guy, right? Am I the videotape guy, right? Am I the guy that thinks that things are rewound and, am I that guy, or am I the bald guy, or whoever it is, whatever way you try to define yourself, right? If it doesn't start with, I'm a child of God, right? God knows me by name, then you're missing the point, right? We need to shift that perspective. And then on Sunday, it says that power is the same as the mighty strength he exerted when he raised Christ from the dead. There's a song based on that verse called The Same Power. But the same power that rose Jesus from the dead lives in me, right? What a beautiful thing. So if you've ever wondered or been afraid that, God isn't on your side or isn't working in you and through you, right? God exists. God exerts that same power that he used to raise Christ from the dead, working on your behalf, in you, for you, through you, right? That's who you are in God's eyes, right? So all of those, actually, I wonder if this will work. I don't know how this will work formatting-wise. We're going to give this a try. Let's see if I can just put this, because I realize I have this computer right in front of me that has all those things. And I don't know how long that is. It's probably terribly formatted, but there it is. But those are a great little ways just to remind yourself of who you are. And it really got me thinking about that more so, especially this, we're coming up to the end of a school year, and I was thinking about, I have, a high schooler, and, my kids are trying to adjust who they are and be a certain way. And I have a sixth grader that says things like skibbity and riz, and nothing has ever made me want to slap somebody more.
Expired yet?
They have not expired.
Oh, brother.
Right? Yes, it's terrible. But the real question is how do you see yourself, right? And who are you allowing to define how you see yourself? Who are you allowing? Who are you allowing, right, to speak into your life, right? Are you seeing yourself from a heavenly perspective, right, of what Scripture says you are? Or are you allowing other people to define who you are, right? Like to pigeonhole you into something like, oh, you're the guy that, does construction and that's who you are. Like, well, you might be that, but that's not all that you are.
Right.
Right. But think about those things. And here's the challenge for you this week is try spending an entire week. Just go through those. Just pick one of those a day. You could say all 7 of them every single day or whatever it is. But go through those. Remind yourself of those things and just see what a difference it makes in a week. We challenged our group to do that, and we're going to do the same thing and challenge you to do that as well. But I have to believe that changing your perspective and believing the truth of Scripture and what Scripture says about yourself has to change and improve your perspective on who you actually are. So often we let other people define us and not our Father. And I think that's where we go wrong. So whatever it is, maybe this is impactful for you. Maybe you know somebody that has been down on themselves lately and just needs a little bit of encouragement. That's what this show is here for, right? So as much as the jokes and everything, we really want to help you put your focus on who Jesus is and helping you become who he made you to be. That's what the motivation is for, right? And then there's fun like that. That's the wrong one.
That's going to happen.
No, that probably is not where I wanted to go. I think that's the one I want. No, that's not the one. Was that one? That's the one. See, I got to have a joke for that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't land.
G-Ray. What's up, brother? Another guy in my group. Good man. I love it. Thanks so much for joining us. it's a good day, right? Again, put in the comments below why you watch, what is important to you, what's been impactful to you, and we'd love for you to share this with somebody. There's probably somebody in your world that could use a little bit of motivation, a little bit of encouragement. Beth, definitely life was different before YouTube. Oh, Jason, I'm glad you think laughter is good medicine. That is a great thing. I'm pretty sure that's actually scriptural. But yes, life was definitely way different before YouTube. So thanks for not leaving me alone and making me feel like the old guy that knew that. Because I do that sometimes.
Well, you are old.
I am old. My kids remind me of that constantly. But thanks so much for joining us for another episode of Midweek Motivation, real conversations with real people about a very real God. Share this with somebody. Have a great week and stay motivated.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, when you're feeling down and motivated in the midweek, we got the guys here to make your life complete. Little John, Brandon, Cody, Carly, they're coming in to keep you motivated all week. New episode, same time every week. Don't gotta wait long for the next one to release. So don't go away, sit down, take a seat, enjoy Midweek Motivation with John and Carly. Hey.
Midweek Motivation.
Let's go!